the intro. Wait, there was.
Oh no. I feel a musical coming along.
This is the CodeO-cast. Filling your day with stories.
But mostly memes though. And chaos.
Memes that you won't believe.
Not sponsored by Cheetos.
Hopefully we will be sponsored by the Cheetos. Here to entertain. It's the CodeO-cast.
This is fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, my beautiful people out there in the internet worldwide to see, our combined 30 viewers, 11 subscribers, and shout out to those great people that left us a like. Welcome back to the CodeO-cast.
Welcome back. Yeah.
Oh, the intro! Wait, there was...
That was the intro!
Never mind. So how's your day?
It started like 2 hours ago, man. No, 3 hours ago, right? No, what time is it?
It's 5 o'clock.
Started 4 hours ago.
Then, okay. Well then, welcome back. No structure once again. And that's the way we need to start every single episode, with some hilarity randomness, and that's the way we will always start. Regardless of how mature we will get, 10 out of 10.
Would recommend.
Would not recommend.
10 out of 10 would recommend to start your day off with chaos.
So, flashback to last week, we had an idea.
For a Halloween show.
That didn't happen.
Because time management fucking sucks.
It does. And so, if you remember, the idea was to crowdsource some questions. And this time we actually have... How many?
It's stories. Remember, we were crowdsourcing stories last time.
Oh, yeah.
We gave up on the questions.
We'll cut that out. No, we had another idea. Because, you know, ideas are fun and stuff. But now we have... What is it? Halloween stories.
Oh, how can you forget this?
I forgot.
You're supposed to be the responsible one.
No. Alright.
Damn it.
So, we thought that for the week of Halloween, which it's not in time, and this is probably not going to come out in Halloween, so regardless, we thought that we could...
We're recording this like a week after Halloween, man.
We thought we could have an episode in which we would come out in costume, entertain, and have fun, but that didn't happen. But we got the stories anyways, so we're going to roll with that. Hopefully have some spooky fun, even though that'll probably come out in the middle of November. So let's have some fun, let's read some stories, get our reactions out of it, and hopefully we can light up your day as well. First story!
First story. We're going to start off with a long one.
Long and like, what? How long
It
are you
has
talking?
like 10 different things.
What's a different thing?
So like, you know how when there's comments and they limit you on the word count?
Yeah.
It has 10 different replies because of that limit.
This better be juicy.
Let's go!
So who brought us this gracious comment?
Our good friend Coffee Mochi Uwu.
Go on.
Okay, so it says, okay, so anyways, my story is kind of creepy. I think this was last year, so I was trick-or-treating with my family in the evening until it got dark out. When it got dark, my parents decided that it was time to head back to my little brother's godparents' house since we were there, but their daughter wanted me and her to do more trick-or-treating around the other neighborhood alone. Alrighty, this is off to a bad start. You never go trick-or-treating alone.
True that.
Our parents were hesitant on the idea, but they let us go and told us to be careful, etc., etc. Go trick-or-treat alone, guys. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Especially if you're underage.
Yeah. So we went out and me and Destiny, that's her name, were having fun, getting our candy and being by ourselves until, oh god, till this one house. So we went up to this house, and this house looks already creepy. It looks kind of abandoned-ish. 10 out of 10, great start. Makes sense. So I rang the doorbell, and while we were waiting, I looked down to see a prescription pill bottle that was open but no pills in it. Yeah. Interesting.
That's a red flag number 2.
Red flag number 2. That's it. So I thought that was weird, but just shrugged it off since there could be possible excuses. But then me and Destiny heard a loud scream not coming from the house. Red flag number 3.
I would have left that red flag
I
number
would
2.
have fucking dipped after that scream, man.
Yep.
Anyways, so then it says, it sounded close to us, like 2 streets down, and we got scared, so scared that we ran away. Finally, some sense. That scream sounded like a bloody murder scream. We don't know what that scream was. What makes it so scary is that this was on Halloween, where people don't know if you're screaming for fun or that you're actually getting hurt. Well, that's my little creepy story. Oh yeah, while me and Destiny stopped running, a dog then chased us a second after we stopped.
Not a red flag, but I would count it as red flag number 4.
Red flag of that Halloween.
Wow.
So imagine that. Imagine that. You're going trick-or-treating alone on Halloween. You're underage children going to trick-or-treat alone. And we know she's underage because we know her age. She's a friend of ours, IRL. So you're underage going trick-or-treating alone. Well, you have one friend with you, but either way, both of you are still children alone. You see an abandoned house already. Well, the aloneness is not a red flag already. You see an abandoned house with a pill bottle empty in front. Red flag number 2. You're just like, it's fine, it's fine. And then the scream is what gets you. Dude, I would have fucking dipped out, like, early on.
I have not gone trick-or-treating since I was 6 or 7.
Last time I went was with my ex's family, and that was like my senior year? Junior or senior year. It was when I dressed up as my favorite comic book character, Red Hood. But I can't remember what year that was. I think it was senior year. But it was just for fun for like the little brothers and stuff. That was the last time I went trick-or-treating. It was awesome because I got candy, and somebody actually guessed who I was. It was interesting. Because this is a character that hardly anybody guesses because they don't get the screen time they deserve. Anyways, but that was the last time I went trick-or-treating. If I was in that situation, yeah, the pill bottle would have done it for me.
I don't know. I think last time I was in costume for Halloween, I think I was Superman. I don't even think I watched Superman. I think it just happened to be the costume that was picked out for me. I think the funnest experience I had during Halloween was in elementary when I forgot what movie it was, because the costume that I was wearing was clearly from a specific movie. I was just a white ninja, and then one of my classmates, he happened to come in as a regular ninja with like the all dark clothing, and so we saw each other, and for what seemed like an hour of fighting, probably was 10 minutes.
Deal.
If we busted out, because we each came, both of our costumes came with accessories, which was like a sword, and I think he had nunchucks, or I forgot what it was, but we were just like sword fighting in the middle of class. Like, obviously it's Halloween, no, everyone's like, I think what my elementary did at the time is they basically said, today's a free day, there's going to be like a room of scary movies, there's going to be a room with like where you can just hang out and be in the computers, there's another room, there's going to be like music or whatever. So essentially the whole school was just partying it up. So I think we were in the room where we could just do whatever, like either just play around or be on the computers. And we were that was it. I think for a solid 10 minutes we were just sword fighting for fun, but my memory makes it seem like it was an hour. I wish.
It was literally, dude, I dressed up as a white ninja. Black ninja walks in. Shit goes down. Jotaro. Deal.
Oh.
That's literally what I'm picturing right here.
And the funniest thing is I remember, the reason I say it lasted so long, like probably 10 minutes, is because as soon as I removed my my cap, because like this ninja costume had like the mask with, like, full covering, I removed it. I was sweating. My hair was just like sweaty, and the kid did the same, and we were just like laughing it up because it was fun. we were just like sword fighting and like hitting each other with the plastic swords everywhere, and it was super fun.
Dude, last time I dressed up as a ninja, guess what color I was? It's gonna be fucking obvious.
Red,
No.
black.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I had a shield. It came with like a silver like shield chest plate, and it looked freaking awesome. I just went around school. I had my long hair back then too. At this point, and so I just went around school like jumping on stuff left and right, like acting like an actual ninja, like doing the whole like you jump and you step off a tree type of thing.
yeah.
I did that, and then one time it was like my friends were hanging out with me and stuff, and I was doing that. So I'm like, guys, this is gonna be awesome. So I have like the little plastic sword things right here.
Yeah.
And so I pull one out while running, and then I run. I do the foot jump off the tree, landed like a superhero pose, but I didn't have my hand down. I just had the sword like I don't know if you can see, like behind me in one hand, like that pose. And then as I landed, I just took off my mask and then looked around like real serious. It was like something. As a child, I thought, dude, that was something straight out of a movie. It looked so cool, but in reality, it probably looked really, really cringy.
There's a lot of cool memories as a kid that are in my head that now as an adult I realize I probably looked extremely silly doing so. And the funny thing is, like, where I work at in a restaurant, I get to see a lot of like little kids act the way you did as a kid, like or I did, where it's like they come in, they're talking like if they're in a movie or something, like they're doing poses, they're having these mannerisms where they feel like someone's filming them. Or I've seen a literal kid, I mean this is probably something totally different, come in with a camera and just like talk to the camera like if he's vlogging. And it's probably something that, you know, just kids do. We want to feel like we're doing something out of the ordinary because that's just our imagination. And I felt kind of dumb when I realized this, or I was told this, that apparently ninjas did not have all black. It was dark blue to blend in with the night, which makes sense. But I feel kind of dumb because all my life, like, ninjas are always like different colors, like red, black, you know, dark colors to blend in. They didn't know they were blue. But yeah, I think there's a picture out there. My elementary, my last year in elementary, that were my school, they would take pictures for our last year in elementary, and they put them all in like a disc, and they had like standard graduation music over it. Wow, just a slideshow of, I think it was about 10 to 15 minutes just filled with pictures, and I come out twice. One of them, I'm pretending to hang up. Well, I'm not pretending. I'm hanging off one of the playground, like the highest point of the playground, by my, like, both of my feet are planted so I don't fall off, and I'm holding the bar like this, and I'm doing this kind of like a pirate.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so in my mind, I'm feeling cool because most of my body's hanging off of this playground set, and I'm at the highest point of it. It's probably like 5 feet. No, not 5 feet. I'd say 6 or 7 feet in the air. So it's not tall at all. If I fall off, I'm gonna get a bump and that's it. So, but in my mind, I felt like I was at the top of the world, staring off into the distance. But now, if I go back and see that picture, it's just some random kid just doing this, like, and staring off into the distance.
That's so good.
But yeah, I'm glad I don't have a lot of, like, because there's parents will always have baby pictures. They'll always have pictures of you as a kid growing up. But I'm glad that my mom stopped at a certain point, because I feel like there's some moments I would not want to see. You know, that age where you're old enough to do your own thing, where you have clear imagination. I say around the ages of like 6 all the way to 9, where you do just dumb stuff for the sake of being dumb. I'd say older these days because it seems kids are having their more imagination than they should sometimes. So like, yeah, for me, I guess it would be like the age from like 6 all the way to 9, where it's like you just dumb things for being a kid. And so I'm glad she stopped around that age, because I would not want to see some pictures.
Oh no, my family never stopped. They still do to this day. It's great. I have a story that matches the creepiness of Mochi's story.
Gee,
I need my water because I'm thirsty.
This one's yours.
I drank more than this. This was always there. I had mine here when I was there. That one's mine.
We'll cut that.
Anyways, so my story is also from my childhood, but Probably, but way earlier than Mochi's story here. So, here's how it goes. This wasn't on Halloween, by the way, but it's still really creepy. So here's how the story goes. There's a landmark where I used to go to elementary school. It's called the San Juan Hotel, and it's been abandoned for years and years, like centuries at this point. Um, it's a really run-down place at this point, but it's marked as a landmark, so nobody can do anything to it, which makes sense. There's like a lot of history with that building. So, as a field trip, I say quotes because we didn't actually go on a bus, but as a field trip, we went over to the building. It was so close to where we could just walk over there. We explored all the rooms and stuff, and you could tell homeless people were there because, like, or lived there, because you saw clothes everywhere, like freshly made, like makeshift beds and stuff like that, and empty food cans. Like, you could tell.
Yeah.
So, on this trip, me and a friend of mine went to like a little basement area. We were like, hey, what if we just sneak off in a group for a little bit and like actually explore some other stuff? So we went to like this basement area. Mind you, we're just this like prime idiot me who was just like, fuck yeah, let's do this. So we're going to like the downstairs, like a basement area, right?
Yeah.
It's actually really well hidden. Like if I were to go there now, I probably still wouldn't be able to find it because it's like really well hidden. So we go downstairs and it's just an empty room, like an empty like gray, like how you'd picture a cellar, but with nothing in it.
Yeah.
Empty. There's nothing but just a table, like a little brown table, and an empty beer bottle on the table. So we go in there. It's a really small room, so it doesn't take much for us to just like literally stop at the stairs, look around, and see nothing there. So then we're just like, damn it, what a waste. So we
Sounds very underwhelming.
It was. So we turn around, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna make sure one thing. I look back, and the beer bottle was at a different point on the table. It was at a different point on the table. So I'm like, dude, do you see where that beer bottle was before? Where that bottle was before? It's like, yeah, why? It moved. It moved, dude. It's like, it couldn't have moved. There's nobody else in here. No, it moved. I did not move that. I know you didn't move that. I was right behind you. And so, he was like, just shrug it off, man. It's probably nothing at all. So we turn back around. We're heading upstairs, like out of the basement, and all of a sudden you just hear like a psh. And so we both turn back looking scared, and you just see the beer bottle shatter on the floor. And we just up and dipped.
Nice.
We just dipped. We were like, no. And back in elementary, we cussed too. That's how ghetto my elementary was.
Good gosh.
So, we're just like, fuck no. And then he was like, shit, run. So we ran back. We met up with the group, and it was like they never noticed we left. It was great. And actually, no, one student noticed that we left, but we told her, no, we just went exploring another room on the way over here, but we were pretty close by. Like, not like just lying to people left and right.
So you didn't tell anyone about it?
We didn't tell anyone about it.
Oh, okay.
We were just like, no. Because we were like, if we tell these people, they're going to want to go see it too. Because we were smart.
That's some characteristic of a kid. Because, like, I feel like a kid, even if they're scared, they would, like, scream at the top of their lungs and be very problematic. Not problematic, but be very attentive to that. Like, they would bring attention to it rather than trying to keep it under wraps.
No, with us too, we were just like, no, we can't tell anybody this. Like, we were like not the stereotype kid. We were smart, but also stupid. Like,
nice.
The stupid being we went into a fucking basement area by ourselves.
Yeah.
But the smart thing being like, no, let's not pique anybody's interest into this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I feel like, I mean, I always feel that the funnest trips are with your friends and not with school. I've learned that very well. Because I've gone to trips where you're going to a cool place, but because you're with school,
you can't do anything.
You can't really do anything. And it's not that the school doesn't want you to do anything. It's just there's so many kids with you on the school trip. They have to account for everyone, and they want everyone to get an experience of where you're going to. That sometimes you just don't get time to explore. Your exploring is you walking through or just going through wherever you're going. So, like, let's say I've been to. There was this trip in 8th grade where they took us to several different states in the East Coast, and it was historical. So, like, I think we went to a plantation of a former president, and it was nice. It was there was a lot of plants, there was a lot of cool things, and although some people wanted to explore a little while, uh, the exploring happened while you were walking through the tour, which is fine. That's probably the experience you're gonna end up getting, even if you weren't with the school. Thing is, though, there was other instances where, like, let's say, this is a good example. We were in New York, and they were like, "All right, guys, you're stick with your chaperone. You're allowed to go to certain far out, but just be concise and try to be fair to everyone who wants to go to different places." Even then, like, even though we got to decide where to go, it was still like on a quick schedule, and you're still like checking time to make sure that everyone gets back on the meetup spot for the bus to pick us up and take us back to hotels. And so you don't really feel like you're getting to explore. Not like now, where if we go on trips or if we go to places together, out of town or whatever, or anything of the sort, it feels much more refreshing because you're taking your time. You don't feel like you're on a time crunch. I mean, if you're rushed, you will feel that way. But if you're setting a time or a whole day to just go explore some new area, it's gonna be pleasant. So that's also something that I didn't like when we went to New York. We were in the city, and they were like, "All right, guys, before we go anywhere and explore, pick a place to go eat, or pick a place to go, pick a place to go eat before we leave." You wanna know what someone said? Let's go to McDonald's.
Oh my god.
We're in New York. We're in a place that you've never been to before.
You can have literally anything in New York that you haven't never had before in your life.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. And as a kid, I mean,
Let's go to McDonald's. No, yeah. No. As a kid, I would have looked at that kid and be like, "Shut up! We're going to a new place." I was the aggressive one that, like, if I wanted to do something like interesting and somebody wanted to do something boring on the field trip, I would be like, "No, you shut the fuck up. We're gonna do something interesting." I would say that to their face too. I'm like, "No, we're gonna do this."
Yeah, it was just kind of annoying because it was like, all right, majority decides where we go to eat because, you just want to, like, just something quick. We're not gonna spend too much time there because we want to get to all the spots that everyone wants to go to explore in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like you said, you can get McDonald's anywhere, and especially here. There's a McDonald's back home. Why would you go and fetch out a McDonald's in a town where there's literally almost any kind of food? So that's also the almost dumb thing that they did, because they also did that when we actually went to explore. Instead of going to, like, let's say, because it was an M&M shop, there was like these different novelty shops that I wanted to go see. Because the majority of people was like, "Oh, I want to go to this store that we have already at home, like a Hollister or a shoe store that's already at home." I ended up just going to places I could have gone to if I went to the mall here.
We need to plan a road trip then, so we could actually have fun.
Exactly, because, like, even if it's a place you've already gone to, you want to have an experience to where it's memorable. I've already lost track the amount of times that I've gone to McDonald's or, like, the same places at the mall. But if you take me to, let's say, NYC, I'm gonna try to search for something fresh and new, so it's gonna be memorable. You're spending all this money to get there, might as well make it worthwhile. So that made me annoyed.
Yeah.
But I mean, the nice thing in that trip, because it was a whole week of going to different states in the East Coast, was getting to see all these historic places, which was legitimately nice and worth the trip. But when we got to letting the students pick where they wanted to go, I was annoyed. I didn't say anything because, I mean, my group was still fun, and my friends were I had some friends and some people that weren't my friends in my group, so I was still technically having fun, but I will not lie and say that I would have wanted to go somewhere else to enjoy and sightsee. But yeah, let that out.
Nice rant, man. That's it.
Is a rant ever really nice?
Sometimes. It's much needed. So, on to the next story. So the next story is from another one of our friends named OUA Bex.
What?
Yeah.
How? What? How? Oh, OUA. I thought.
OUA.
I don't know what I heard, but it sounded like you said OUA.
OUA.
OUA. I was confused.
So,
I'm gonna interrupt you one more time. I want to know what that stands for.
I don't know what it stands for either.
Darn it. Whenever you see this, put on the comments, what does that stand for? I'm intrigued now. What is OUA?
What does OUA stand for?
What? Outstanding, uncontrollable,
amazing.
That's my guess. Anyways, go on, sorry.
So it says, so when I was around 13, 14 in Ohio, so like 13 or 14 years old in Ohio. Actually, fun fact, my dad was born in Ohio.
I've been to Ohio. It's nice.
Let's see. So in Ohio, my family took me to a haunted hotel in the small neighboring town. I was fine until we got in the lobby. I started sobbing out of sheer panic from the small space and a hand grabbing me from the wall besides the seat I was in.
What?
I thought haunted house actors aren't allowed to touch you.
So it's a haunted house place?
Yeah, a haunted hotel in a small
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait. Now, is this actually like a haunted house act thing, or is this like a literal haunted hotel?
Let's keep reading.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm confused and intrigued, but I don't know what's so going on. So just keep going.
Okay, so we're left off. A hand grabbing me from the wall beside the seat I was in. Had a full panic attack until, I want to say, the second floor of the hotel. I finally stopped crying and actually enjoyed it. So I think it might. I think it might be an acting hotel.
Okay,
I think it might be that.
It was meant to be for like something spooky. Okay.
Eventually, I got in a room where there was a hidden trap door directly behind me that I didn't see. A dude chases us down with a chainsaw after he accidentally got me in the knee with it.
Bruh.
Limped my way through two. Where is it? Limped my way through two more floors and a pitch black maze. Insert another panic attack here.
Oh,
and had a gnarly bruise for about 2 weeks on my knee. Went back 2 more times that year, and then volunteered there every until I eventually moved back to Florida. I'm guessing they're gonna put every year until I eventually moved back to Florida. Never found out who chainsawed my knee though. Correction, I was 11 the first year we went. Wow.
So what I'm getting from this is, through a traumatic experience that you had in a purposely Halloween themed hotel, she had so much fun by the end of it
that she volunteered at that place for the next few years until she moved back to Florida.
I'm sorry, Bex. I wouldn't do that.
If
I had a traumatic experience at that place, I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't mind who volunteered there. I wouldn't care what they were doing. But I wouldn't do that.
This is where we differ, because I probably still would.
Because, like, okay, so here's an example of, like, kind of how I get scared easily. Like, my coworkers at work, they'll come up and they'll grab my leg sometimes, and I'll jump. It just happens. No, shut up. Okay, so to give it a good example, when I was a kid, my parents showed me the Chucky movie, the third one. I don't know what that one is. I mean, it's the one where he has a kid.
Okay.
So that one, and it scared me so much that for a week straight, any dark corner or any dark place, I thought that Chucky was looking at me.
Oh my god.
For a week straight, I was having nightmares in which, like, most of my nightmares were the exact same dream, in which there was this little tiny cloaked figure that would walk up to me, remove the cloak, and it turns out it'd be Chucky, pull out a knife, and just start running at me. And so I would look, like, before I would fall asleep, and naturally I would stay up so long looking at the corners of my rooms and thinking he was there. At one point, I didn't even want to play my DS because we were out going to places to eat, going out to, like, have family time, and when I would just look out at windows, you know how in afternoons there's shadows that are cast because of the window tint on cars? I would think that he would be there driving cars. And I don't know what age I was. I was probably like 8 or 7, but it scarred me that much.
You would not survive in my Thea's place.
Why is that?
Because she has a huge ass collection of dolls.
Okay, so there's a difference. I'm not scared anymore of, like, the purposely meant to be creepy dolls. I'm more scared of the porcelain dolls. The ones that aren't meant to be creepy. You know which ones I mean?
That's why.
Oh, okay.
These ones are not meant to be creepy.
Oh, okay.
And then every time, like, here's the thing. Every time there's, like, a weird experience and and they're like, "Oh, it might be haunted." My tío and my cousin always say, "It's your dolls. It's your dolls," to my tia, and then she's just like, "No, stop blaming my dolls for everything."
So it's like what? Like, are they porcelain or are they those like American Girl kind of dolls? Like where they're plastic.
Like, I think some of them might be porcelain. I never got a good look at them because I was always scared of them as a kid too. Because back when my tia still lived with my grandparents, in the back area there's like a pool table, there's a couch and like a TV and a bar. So on the bar and like around the thing, the dolls were there. So every time I went back there, I would always look at the dolls as a kid and be like, "Stop looking at me! Stop."
So how are you supposed to enjoy a TV and a pool table when there's dolls right next to you?
I turned on all the lights, man. All the lights. I was that one kid that was like, if I just turn on the lights, they will not bother me.
Okay,
I was that one idiot that was like, if I carry a flashlight with me, the monsters will go away.
Can we just all agree that I don't care how brave you were as a kid, if you ever went down to like a basement or downstairs and you went to go turn off the light somewhere, and it was dark,
scary as shit,
and you ran
dude.
up the stairs
No,
to get away from the dark
here's
monster
the
that was
thing.
there for some reason.
In my grandparents' house, there's a hallway that leads up to the back room.
Okay.
So, keep in mind, it's a really dark back room, and then a really dark hallway that leads up to the back room. So I had to turn on the light in the hallway, and then still you can't see in the back room because it's just that dark. So then I have to go all the way there, just go on the lights. Because like 4 different switches, one for the pool table light, one for the light in the far end, one for the light over here that's in the middle of the room, and like one for the light that's by the fridge over here. So there's 4 different lights, 4 different switches. So I just went like just slamming the light switches up as fast as I could because I didn't want to be caught in the dark room. And then as soon as I would leave the room, I would turn on the light in the hallway because there was a light switch at the end of the hallway and a light switch where the back room was.
Mm-hmm.
So there was 2 light switches for the hallway.
Yeah.
So I would turn on the hall light first and then immediately just turn off all the lights and start running down the hallway and then turning off the light.
That is great.
It's like the scariest feeling ever because here's the thing.
Because it's that feeling of uncertainty. As soon as the lights go out, you don't know what's going on in there.
I always thought I was scared of the dark, but in reality, I wasn't scared of the dark itself. I was scared of what would be in the dark.
Exactly. Because, like, I mean, I feel like now as an adult, I mean, we definitely go out and have adventures. Like, at night, we'll go and drive wherever, or we'll just hang out with friends at night. It's not what...
Seance in the cemetery.
No, wait, what? No. It's not what's dark that's scaring me. It's what's in there. Especially, like, that feeling as a kid where your parents are like, hey, go turn off the light. Or, like, you're at some house that you don't know, and you're just like, hey, go turn off this light. You don't have the security, because it's not your house, first of all. Mm-hmm. Second of all, you have to go and confront the dark, and you're a kid, so you're naturally going to be more susceptible to be afraid.
As a kid, too, I saw the movie It. I saw Freddy vs. Jason.
Ah, nice.
I saw Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nice.
All this shit fucked with my mind. So, of course, I thought all of those were in the dark.
Nice.
Too. I even saw Van Helsing, which nowadays I actually like that movie, but back then it was scary as hell to me.
Now that I'm thinking about it, if you were to throw in Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger,
yes,
all in that back room, I feel like they would not be trying to kill you. I feel like they would be kind of the killers where they're actually playing pool, watching TV. Can you imagine just classic monsters like Frankenstein, Dracula just chilling?
Someone draw that for us. Someone draw that for
Please.
us. Please. Should we put in our channel email so they can email us the picture of the drawing?
If you want, it's right here. If you want, it's right there.
The channel email. Keep in mind, this is an email we made back when we went under a different name, and then we realized that name was copyrighted, so we decided to change it. But I couldn't change the email.
I don't remember that. I don't know.
It was RandoCast.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like a podcast where everything's just random.
Yeah.
So we decided to call it RandoCast, and then we realized somebody already had that name, so we're like, no, we can't do this. But it was too late. I already made the email, so we can't change the email. But this is our channel email. Technically, our business email.
I feel that if I were to run a mile at the speed that I would run as a kid from the dark, I would feel like my mile would go down 2 minutes. I would run my mile in 5 minutes instead of 7.
Dude, if I would run as fast as I was as a kid, like on Google Maps, it tells you like a certain amount of days to reach the destination. Let's say it would have taken me like maybe 10 days to run all the way to San Antonio, which is probably not likely. It's probably longer than that. But
I believe 10 days.
10 days?
I believe that.
So let's say, for example, it would take me 10 days to run to San Antonio. If I could run at the speed that I ran as a child in the dark, it would take me 6 days to get there instead of 10.
We'll screenshot it and we'll throw it up here.
Yeah. Just take that number, minus it by like 4 or 5.
Yeah. Why are we such scaredy cats?
I was a child. Nowadays, I'm more scared of reality than what lurks in the dark. Because nowadays, it's more like terrible people in general.
Paying bills, adulting.
That's you. No, but with me, I'm more scared of like being alone at night. Just because, not because of like, oh, monsters and this and that, but because like at night, there's like really terrible people who are more active at night. That's what. So I'm always on edge whenever I have to walk somewhere alone. Like at my old university, we had this building called the Wash Building, which is workshop and art and studio history. So I didn't have a car because it was away from home. So I didn't have a car, and so I would walk everywhere, which is why it was hard for me to get a job too, because I didn't have a reliable ride. I would walk everywhere.
Bruh.
So, I would walk from my dorm all the way to the building. One time, we were pulling an all-nighter at the Wash Building, me and some other students, because they just put work. I'll get into that in another episode probably, but they just overworked us and it was awful and terrible. So one night, I was like, you know what? I finished my stuff here. I just need to wait for it all to dry off, and because again, art, it's a project. So I just need to wait for it to dry off. I'm gonna head over to my dorm. So I was walking over there Monday night at 3 in the morning. It was dead. All you could hear were the owls and like the cicadas and stuff. Yeah, all you can hear is that, and then once they stopped, it was dead silence. It was like if there was a zombie apocalypse and nobody was around. It was dead silence. So I was freaking out because I'm like, this situation sounds familiar to me. It seemed very, very familiar to me. You know the story, but it was very, very familiar to me. So I had my double-bladed knife, like it's a handle, one blade on one side, one on the other side. I had that knife, and I just put it up my sleeve, and I was like, if shit goes down, it's just gonna fall down my sleeve. I'm gonna grab it, and then I'll be ready. So I had it hidden the entire time, and throughout that entire walk home, only one car just passed by, and that was it. It was like deserted. It was creepy as hell. But as soon as I got to the dorms, I just swiped my card instantly and then went up. I'm like, no, I'm not staying out there any longer.
That's crazy.
But that's what I had to do because I had no car. I had no means of getting home. Everybody else in the Wash Building was already knocked out.
I don't think I've ever had a moment where I felt scared on campus. I mean,
like the Wash Building was slightly the Wash Building was slightly off campus.
Yeah.
So it's like the campus, the main area, it's where everything is, and then the Wash Building is off to the side. Like you'd have to cross like maybe 3 streets to get to it.
Cause I feel like our school is well illuminated.
Yeah.
At night, and even then, it's still sketchy. I won't lie.
And they have those things where if you push, then officers will be there.
Yeah, they have these little like posts that if you push, they'll be like emergency services, like the school police will be with you, or they'll hit your location right away in case like someone's following you or you're feeling like you don't feel safe at the moment. So I feel like they do a pretty good job. And even then, not much happens down here, but when it does, it shakes things up. I remember. Okay, so this one was legitimately creepy. There's this one time we were in this other campus, and we were not in this one, but we were in the other campus, and there was we were up on a ledge there was a second floor, and there was outdoor patio, and we're just chilling, and 2 of my friends, they decided to sit on a ledge, and so we're just chilling there, and then they get off, and we sit on the actual tables that are on the patio, and we relax there. And so, a security goes up from the school and talks to us, and they were like, yeah, can we, wherever you guys, wherever, he wasn't talking to me, he was talking to 2 of my friends that he could tell it was them from afar, and he was like, why were you 2 sitting on the ledge and walking on it? They were like, oh, we were just relaxing, we didn't mean to do anything wrong. He was like, no, it's fine, you guys are not in trouble, but I will have to write you guys' information down. They didn't really get in trouble, he was just writing them down for security purposes. And we were a bit weirded out. I was like, "Is everything okay? Did we do something wrong?" And he was like, "No, no, no. There's nothing bad. It's just that ever since that time that a body was found in campus, we're trying to be more cautious." So that freaked us out because he's walking away all nice and polite, and we're just like, there was that found in campus, and so that freaked us out. So the rest of the time we're just chilling there. We're trying to relax because we were playing music, like just on a speaker, and then we were just like, yeah, let's go somewhere else because we just started feeling uncomfortable, just feeling that something like that could be found. Right? Yeah, imagine that, just like a casual security, sorry, just saying that to you, and then just like calmly walking away.
Jesus Christ, man.
I know, right? And that's real, because I guess you can go to any haunted house, you can go to the best zombie run, you can
But
go to...
you know they're all fake.
Yeah,
until an actual fucking body was found. That's a thing. That's an experience.
That's the too real kind of thing. So, yeah, the rest of the day was fine. It's just that those few minutes where we felt unsettled after the security left, and we were just like, yeah, we should maybe just move somewhere else, because we were just chilling before I had rehearsal. They were just relaxing with me, so I had to get busy.
Mm-hmm.
So after that thing, we just walked around for a little while, went down to the grass right outside the building, because, yeah, it's not the best feeling when you're unsettled, especially by that.
Tell me about it. That's because he knows me, so yeah, tell me about it. Oof, I'm not going to go into that story today. No. Maybe another time when I'm actually ready to tell that. But I'm not going to go into that story. Next story.
We have a third? Oh my god.
We have a third, but it's really, really short.
Okay.
I don't even think it's that scary, to be honest.
Okay.
It says, I was at school and I was about to get picked up by my mom, and I saw someone drive by in a go-kart, and they had a clown mask on. This was in 2016. They drove on our track around the school. That's it.
So was that supposed to be scary, funny?
I guess it was
unsettling.
I guess because we said Halloween stories, that's probably like.
I mean, as long as they happen around the time of Halloween, it counts.
It counts.
But the way it's worded, I don't know if that was supposed to be scary for the person or just funny. Because in the picture in my mind is just some random person with a clown mask, just.
Just generally, it's like Mario Kart with clowns.
Just going around in a cart.
I don't know about you, but if I saw that, I would not be creeped out. I'd just be like, cool. I would just watch and sit back and be like, nice.
It would just make me wish I had a go-kart.
I know, right?
I mean, not for that, but, just have a go-kart in general, because that'd be fun.
It would make me wish I had a go-kart so I could race the clown. Be like, haha, take that.
We throw on a racing helmet, put on the stereotypical racing scarf.
Let's go!
Oh, gosh.
That was the last story we had.
That was the last story.
That's the only other story we had.
Now it's time to binge. Go, jeez. It's time to binge all them Halloween classics.
I hit my head on the bed. That hurt.
Oh gosh, you okay?
Yeah.
The dangers of doing a podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Even this scenario is scary for us to do.
It's just like an editor's kind of like stupid one being stupid.
Right.
Just casually like laugh so hard they hit themselves on the bed.
What are your Halloween classics like to watch on Halloween?
Scary Godmother for one.
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas. It is both a Halloween and Christmas movie. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Rage in the comments about it, please.
I will. I swear.
Fight us.
It's like, fight us.
Do it now.
We welcome it.
So, Scary Godmother, part 1 or 2?
Both.
Okay.
So I guess that counts as 2 movies. That's 2 of those. What did I say? Nightmare Before Christmas. Corpse Bride.
I have yet to see Corpse Bride.
It's so good. I want to learn the piano solo that Victor does when he's alone with the piano in the mansion. You don't know this because you haven't seen it. But for you guys who do know it, I want to learn that solo so bad. It's so good. What else is there? Oh, there's other like movies that I would always watch. Where are they? Okay, now I'm drawing a blank. Damn it.
Well, he remembers.
Yeah, no, I can't remember.
Put your Halloween classics in the comments below.
I'll just stick with those four because I can't remember the rest.
Give us your Halloween classics below.
Oh, Van Helsing.
There's probably some I have not seen. More than
Van
likely,
Helsing.
I have not seen.
Van Helsing.
Like, is that a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
Okay, I've never seen that either.
It's like a really old werewolves and vampires movie. It like, you know how Twilight kind of ruined the vampires?
Yeah.
This does them beautiful justice.
Oh, really?
Amazing. It's like everything you would expect a vampire to be.
You just mentioned vampires. It made me think of that terrible, terrible movie, Blood Rain.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Never do. It's a.
Is it like the Avatar movie, live action?
Kind of. It's like, because Blood Rain, I've heard it's based on a video game by the same name, but it represents vampires so badly. The plot is just bad. The interpretations of a vampire are just terrible. So if y'all want to sit through that trash, go for it. But expect
Hotel Transylvania parts 1 and 2. That one's pretty nice to watch.
I think I've only ever seen the first one. I haven't seen the second. Is there a third one?
I think there is.
I thought there was a third one.
Oh yeah, there is a third one. There's 1, 2, and 3, I think. And if there is a third one, then I watched it too. How can I not remember this? But all the Hotel Transylvania movies, I watched those too, just because it's more lighthearted. It's like, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel happy.
But Cody, hot take, hot question right now. It's like just fresh off the stove. It burns. This is a big question. Are Shrek movies Halloween movies?
Ooh.
Can you count Shrek as a Halloween movie?
I think it's a movie that goes with almost every time of year.
I don't know why, but it feels like, because, there's mysticism, and Shrek is meant to be this.
I mean, they did a Christmas special.
They do, but they haven't done a Halloween special, at least not that I know of. Which is why I'm saying, I mean, the ogre's supposed to be a menacing figure, and there's countless amounts of people who dress up as Shrek every year.
I wouldn't call it a Halloween classic, more as like a classic in general that's good any time of year. Like, you can give me any point in time and I'll be like, yeah, I'll watch Shrek. Fuck yeah.
How would you rank your Shrek movies in your mind? 1 through 4.
Purely for nostalgia purposes.
Yeah.
Part 1 is ranked number 1 for me, just because like that's the movie I always remember when I see Shrek. It's like I always remember the feeling of watching part 1, hearing Mike Myers' voice.
Oh gosh,
the greatest man. I remember watching Shrek, hearing Shrek's voice, and being like, oh, "That's the dude who played Austin Powers and the fat guy in Austin Powers."
I never saw Austin Powers.
Oh my god!
I know
good.
it's super funny, and
It's
people are
so
gonna
good.
continue to scream at me this episode
It's
for
so
not
good.
seeing the things that they love.
It's so good. Austin Powers, all Austin Power movies I've seen. I've also seen another spy movie that you're not gonna know. Also, it's called Undercover Brother. I used to watch that with my dad.
I thought you were gonna say Spy Kids. I'm like, everybody knows Spy Kids.
I know, that's why I told you you're not gonna know this one. Because if I said Spy Kids, I'd be like, you know this one.
Yeah.
And you would have already guessed it.
Yeah. But
I've also seen Spy Kids,
so you would
too.
say 1, and then
1 is ranked number 1, and I cannot rank the other ones. Honestly, I just can't.
bruh.
Which one introduced Puss in Boots?
I'll do mine real quick while you remember, because it's the second one. That's my number 1. Number 1 is movie 2, Shrek 2. My second ranking is Shrek 1, then Shrek 4, then Shrek 3. Because Shrek 2 is the pinnacle of ranking, of ratcheting up to the next level in terms of story and hilarity and just all around fun that you're gonna have with a movie. Shrek 1 is a classic. You got Shrek 4. That one has the Rumpelstiltskin thing, and it hurt me in a sad way, because when you see Shrek realize that the one day that was taken from him, spoilers, in the movie was the day he was born, he loses everything that he ever worked for in his life. That is heart-wrenching. And then while Shrek 3 is not bad, It's kind of takes the focus away from Shrek, and even though it does deal with him like coming to grips with the idea of him becoming a father, it's not as heavy as Shrek 4 to where he actually loses it, because Shrek 3 is more of the idea of him in the future, while Shrek 4 is like him actually losing everything he ever loved. So 2, 1, 4, 3.
I would say 1, 2, 4, 3.
We agree on something, I see. That is rare. Well, we'll see, because apparently Shrek 5 is supposed to come out eventually. That's the one thing that we got out of Area 51. Remember when they raided it? Well, quote-unquote raid.
I really hope this is not the new art style of it.
I hope... What? That's... What? No. What?
I really hope that's not the new art style for Shrek 5.
Show camera.
I'm pulling... The image is right here.
Whatever that is, I don't want that to be Shrek 5.
No.
That looks terrible. What's up with his eyebrows? What's up with his eyes? What happened?
What happened to the original design, man? What the fuck is that?
Like before, it was like, I mean, he's still green, but it was more like a tannish green. He looks like a booger green. Or no. Look, Nickelodeon slime green. That's what he looks like.
Yeah. Scrapped Shrek reboot. Oh, they're trying to freaking reboot it, but they scrapped the reboot. Thank God.
Oh, thank gosh.
Thank God.
Never mind. Shrek 5 right here. Heck yeah. Put a picture of the logo because it's already out. Get that trash out of here. I don't want to see that. Now that we dodged a heart attack.
Thank God.
I'm actually interested to see what Shrek 5 will do, because it's a franchise that took classic fairy tales and it threw them out the window and said, this is a universe now. It's essentially, it's like a cinematic universe, because you have stuff from different fairy tales.
It's a multiverse.
Is it really? How can you say multiverse? I feel like universe would be more fitting title.
Yeah. Alternate timelines. Shrek time travels in Shrek 5. Let's go. What?
I wouldn't. See, I can't say no, since it's such a crazy franchise that I like it so much that if they did it, I wouldn't really mind it. But at the same time, I feel like that's not what they would do.
Nice.
Plus, you can't do time travel without someone getting mad. It's not how that works.
It's not how time travel works. Shut up, it's movie logic.
Even with the #1 rated movie of all time, Endgame, it's like, that's not, no, what, why?
That's not how time travel works. Shut up and enjoy the movie. Who cares how time travel works? I doubt you know how time travel works.
They bust out the scroll of time travel.
It's like, if you know how time travel works, why haven't you made a time machine then?
Oh! Just look at that clip.
Oh my God. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, you can't say you're an expert on time travel if you don't know how a time machine actually works. And if you know how a time machine actually works, why haven't you made one yet? That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't claim you're an expert on something that hasn't been proven as true or false yet in general. I hate people who do that. It's like, that doesn't follow this logic. That doesn't follow this. It's like, it's a film. It's a show. It's a video game. It doesn't need to follow any logic. Unless it's trying to be as realistic as possible. But even then, with the concept of time travel, how realistic can you possibly be?
It just needs to make sense with the plot.
Exactly. That's all it needs to do, is just make sense with the plot and have a good plot. That's all you need.
Unlike Food Fight.
Take it from somebody who's doing an animation themselves. That's all you freaking need.
We're bragging again?
I will kill you. I will kill you right now.
For what this time? So I can add it to the list.
You're accusing me of bragging.
It's a humble brag. It's a humble brag.
Wait, there's a list?
What?
You said a list.
Yeah, so the list of stuff that you want to kill me for.
I don't know if that's funny or sad.
Who can say where the road...
That's copyright, stop.
I feel like this has been a sufficient and very nice episode to go through.
A rather short episode too.
No,
yeah, kind of.
Short, kind of. But I feel like this was not meant to be Halloweenish. But we made it Halloweenish. Look at that.
Right.
Yes, a Halloween episode in the middle of November. This is
my
how we
favorite
roll.
Okay, 10 out of 10, my favorite holiday is Halloween. Second favorite holiday, Christmas, which is coming up soon.
Holiday? Holiday?
Shut up! I said holiday, damn it.
No, you didn't.
I said holiday. Ah!
Anyways,
Ah!
don't scream in the mic.
No! I will scream in the mic if I have to.
Anyways,
Sponsored by Cheetos.
sponsored by Cheetos.
We're
I
not
will get that
sponsored by
sponsorship
Cheetos.
one day. I will get
No! We're not getting sponsored by Cheetos. Watch them sponsors after this video.
that'll be the Christmas gift on the podcast.
Christmas miracle.
You have been sponsored.
No, as soon as we're sponsored by Cheetos, if that ever happens, it's gonna be like, he says sponsored by Cheetos. I'm like, no, we're not. And he's like, no, actually, look at this. We're sponsored by Cheetos. Oh, we are sponsored by freaking Cheetos.
You got to do it that exact same way
That
next
exact
time we do
same
it.
way. Yes.
Anyways, you were saying Christmas second holiday?
Christmas is my second favorite holiday. Holiday.
Your second favorite holiday, huh?
Yes. I love Halloween and Christmas so much, so it actually makes sense that I grew up on night. This is probably because I grew up on Nightmare Before Christmas.
What about the people who die for that turkey at Thanksgiving? You don't like Thanksgiving?
I love Thanksgiving, don't get me wrong. It's like my third favorite holiday. Of course, Valentine's Day is not ranked up there at all because, yeah, no. Sad times. Sad times. Anyways.
Write your comments of consolency for this man. Valentine's is non-existent for these boys.
Sad times. Anyways, but yeah, Thanksgiving is my number 3 favorite just because I get to eat so much and not be judged for it.
No, I think that you're just being silently judged.
I can't have anything, can I?
No.
Sad times. I don't want to be an adult anymore.
Okay. Guys, make sure you tune in the middle of December for our Thanksgiving episode. It's going to be great.
Our Thanksgiving episode in the middle of December. Our Christmas episode is in 2021. Let's go.
And don't worry, for sure, we will get an episode on Leif Erikson Day.
Leif Erikson. It's just the intro. Hing ding ding.
This is not about Halloween anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing.
Yes, 10 out of 10.
The links will be in the description. I hope that they are, if we don't forget again.
Hey, we added them in the last video.
Not in the first one.
Not in the first one, but in the last one.
There's only been 2.
That's why.
Why didn't you say second one instead of the last one?
Because the last one is the most recent one. Cut! Anyways.
Oh, my ear!
You good?
Yeah, it just made it pop.
Ouch.
Now I apologize for all the viewers who were probably listening to this.
It's like they have it on us in the background is doing homework. This cut.
Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Stay beautiful. You can follow us and on TikTok. Don't do it to me. Leave me alone.
Do it to him.
Don't
Do
don't
it
do
to
it
him.
don't do it to me. Please. I want to be unknown as possible.
Had to do it to him.
Gosh darn it. Check out our up and coming gaming channel. That will hopefully have videos
Soon.
let's just skip 2020. Why start in 2020?
Here's the funny thing. There we have no videos. We
Yeah.
have 17 subscribers. Here we have like what 5 at this point. The old ones plus the reboots.
Yeah.
We have 5 and we only have 11 subscribers.
What are we doing wrong?
I have no idea. Our other channel has more subscribers than us, and that's because there's not even any videos uploaded.
We're doing something
Yeah.
wrong. It's 2020.
We're doing yeah, it's 2020. That's
That's what we did wrong. We started this year.
hashtag blame 2020.
All right. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? This episode, I'm gonna drag it on purposely. What's that for?
I didn't know it was off.
That's okay.
Don't drag it on.
I'm gonna drag it on. You wanna know how
No,
bad I'm gonna drag it
no,
on?
no. Because here's the thing: if you drag this on and it's freaking like long as heck, this is why we couldn't upload the last video. We had to like bog down the quality because of how long it was.
You're not allowed to say your secrets on camera.
I'm the editor. I know this. Oh, wait, you're an editor too, but you're the preliminary editor. I'm the final editor. I know this problem more
I
than
put
anybody.
the basis for everything.
He's the one that put "There's no intro" last time.
All right. This video is gonna end in 5, 4, 3,
10,
2. What?
9.
No.
Had to do it to him.
I hate you. Oh, hey, you're still here.
Oh,
Thanks for watching. The links are in the description. Have a good day. I don't know. Go walk your dog or something. If you don't have one, go adopt a dog. If you can't afford a dog, pick one off of the street. They need help. To pick this one off the street, he needs food.
fuck.
This was the CodeO-cast.